Good afternoon, Tom. This is Eric with Jim Passon Chrysler. Just wanted to show you an example of the Jeep Cherokee. This one is nicely equipped with all the features that you asked for and more. I know you inquired on the Renegade, the Patriot, and the Compass, but to me the Renegade might be a little bit too small. And Compass and the Patriot, they do not compare to the Cherokee very well, simply because the Cherokee has a superior choice of engine, the 3.2 liter on the 3.2 liter V6 on the Cherokee. It's an amazing motor. It has plenty of power, 270 horsepower to be exact. It has 240 pound-feet of torque during those long drives. So I think this will be a much more comfortable choice. At the same time, it's not really giving up much on the fuel economy portion. Also, this one comes equipped with the tow package, which will give you about 4,500 pounds of towing capacity, which is the best in class actually. So it sounds like you do lead a pretty active lifestyle. If you do start wanting to get into more of a camping or towing a light trailer, this will be the perfect vehicle down the road. Now, as far as safety goes, all Cherokees come equipped with 10 standard airbags, 4-wheel anti-lock disc brakes, and they do receive a 5-star crash test rating. This particular one also comes with a backup camera. And from the dual exhaust, you can tell that this is a 3.2 liter V6. Just going to open the trunk. So you can see this is the key right here. We have a remote start function. Of course, what I just did is I used the power lift gate feature. Coming up into the back here, you can see that it is already equipped with a cargo cover for privacy reasons. And of course, the back seats, they do fold. Just so we can see better. When it folds, it's actually very flat. Only have a very slight incline, so very easy to fit more things into the back here. Another feature that is quite uncommon is that the back seats, you can actually make adjustments to push the seats forward and back. It's going to be very difficult to show you on this while I'm holding the camera here, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it, I'm afraid. In the back here, because of the 60-40 split, it does give you a lot of flexibility. And of course, if you ever find out the cargo cover is in the way, you can simply move it out of the way. It's quite easy to do. Underneath, we do have a spare tire, and with that you also have a little bit of room on either side to fit in more tools as well. Back here, this can be removed. This rack comes with several hooks that you can place on different parts of the rack itself, and the idea is using those hooks, if you go buy groceries or if you have a lot of bags in the back, you can hook up the bags to the hooks at their corresponding spots, and once you get home, simply take the whole thing, remove the whole rack, along with all the bags still attached to the hooks, and you can just carry it all in one go. Makes it nice and easy. Of course, if you remove it, you're going to have a lot more space in the back here. You'll be able to utilize this portion. Just going to close this. Now, the Cherokee, compared to the Renegade, does offer you quite a bit more room in the back. So for the times where you do have passengers in the rear, they'll be very comfortable. And as you can see right now in the rear, this vehicle already comes with all-weather floor mats. Roof rails, if you want to buy a roof rack attachment, you can, and you'll have more versatility that way. Now, as you notice, there's a little button on the side of the door here, and the reason why the key is shaped like this is so that you actually don't need to take out your key and press the lock or unlock button. Right now, I'm just going to lock it first. I'm going to put the key away. My hands are right here, so I'm not touching the key fob. But as soon as I place my hands on the door handle, the vehicle unlocks and lets me in. When I get out of the vehicle, I simply have to press this button here and use. Not sure if you could, if you heard the horn just now, but by pressing this button, unlocking the vehicle. This means that you can do this hands-free. You don't have to take the keys out of the pocket. And now I'm on the passenger side because I just wanted to show you a little feature. This is a passenger seat, and this little tab right here pulls open and gives you some extra space in the back underneath here. so you can hide the valuables. Now moving on to the driver's side. The driver's seat, it's powered 8-way adjustable with a lumbar support. So for the long drives, that's a very nice feature to have. And this one is also equipped with automatic headlights. So it's going to open, activate, and close itself. You don't have to worry about, oh, did I remember to turn off the headlights again, because the vehicle will do that for you. Just going to show you the start button. So push to start. Paired with the proximity entry system, it's really quite nice because, again, you can just leave the keys inside your pocket, walk up to your vehicle. It's going to unlock itself for you. Once you get in, you simply put your foot on the brakes and push the button to start. Now, okay, very white, classic. Anyways, I'm just going to show you some of the features that you said was important to you. The heated seats for the driver and the passenger, also heated steering wheel. I mentioned that there was a remote start feature earlier that I showed you on the key fob. Sorry, one second, here we go. So using this particular feature, you can remote start your vehicle, and when you utilize that, let's say if it's really cold outside, the vehicle is going to detect that, and when you use remote start, it's going to turn on the heated seats and the heated steering wheel for the driver. So by the time you get inside the vehicle, it's nice and warm, all ready to go for you. Now, Bluetooth is another thing. Basically, it gives you an interface that's very similar to your smartphone. You can, of course, dial and use voice commands, and it's going to have access directly to your phone book. If you're using an iPhone, you'll be able to use Siri to control your phone while you're driving using the voice commands. If you're using Android space system, it's going to have access to your text messages, and you can use voice commands to listen to the text that's just being sent to you, and you can also respond to texts using voice command and through the Uconnect system that we have here. And of course, you mentioned the backup camera. This is an 8.4-inch screen, and as you turn the steering wheel while you're using the backup camera, the guidelines will also change accordingly to show you which direction, what your trajectory looks like. Just going to put that back into park for now. And one of my favorite features is, of course, the dual zone climate control, so you can adjust your temperature for yourself and your passenger. I guess most of the time it will be your wife. She can have her own adjustments as well, so there will be no fighting over I'm feeling too hot, I'm getting a little bit too cold, that sort of thing. This button right here, it's for the engine stop start function. So what this does is that because a lot of people feel like the V6 with the larger displacement, it's going to cost you more gas, but this feature helps eliminate some of that added cost, because what it does is that when you're stopped at a red light, let's say, the computer is going to be able to shut off the engine actually on its own, so it feels like the car has the engine shut off. But as soon as you lift your foot off the brakes, the engine will continue running, so by the time your foot is back on the gas pedal, it's a seamless transition. And we have the Bluetooth buttons right here on the steering wheel. Plenty of room in the front here. Down here we have our 4x4 system. Now this is a very intricate system as well. Normally when you leave it on an auto, it can actually disconnect the rear drive shaft, so effectively it becomes front wheel drive. Again, this is to help save gas, but for the situations when it detects any slippage, the vehicle feels like it needs more grip in the rear, it can instantaneously connect that back again, so you have 4x4. Basically, you can just set it and forget it. The vehicle will take care of that for you, or you can put it into snow mode. if the weather calls for it, and this will make it a full-time 4x4. It's not going to go into front-wheel drive mode in this case. And of course, there's also sport mode, which changes the engine mapping and gives it more of a rear-wheel drive bias, so your driving experience feels a little bit more sporty. Another great thing with the Cherokee is that this transmission, it's top of the line, very new technology. It's a 9-speed transmission. It saves you a lot of gas, of course, and at the same time it makes driving much smoother. This is another reason why I recommend the V6 on the Cherokee. I actually have one myself, and when I was shopping for one, I decided to go for the V6. I did not consider 4-cylinder at all, because I feel personally for this class of vehicles, if there's a V6 option, you should take it. Why? Simply because it's just a lot smoother. The 4-cylinder, oftentimes the 4-cylinder variants, they have to work a lot harder than the V6 in order to give the same sort of performance. So that means a lot more engine noise, a lot more vibration. Okay, and of course, competitors like Kia and Volkswagen, I don't believe they have the 6-cylinder option anymore. That's because they're going for turbochargers, but it'll be the same thing. If you do decide to look at those vehicles as well, I do recommend getting the one with a little bit more performance, not because you need to go fast, but because it actually gives you a better overall drive than the lower powered 4-cylinder variants. Now moving on down here, you can see that there's a slot for SD card, USB, auxiliary, and there's an extra USB slot right inside here underneath the center console. Now that was just a quick walkthrough. Oh, here's a little bit of a hidden storage area. It's nice and handy, and we have a very deep glove box. Now, again, this is hard to show you on video, but I could actually stick my arm in there, and I will be able to go as deep as my elbows. There's a lot of depth to this particular glove box. So you can actually fit a lot of electronics, especially tablets or even laptops. Most laptops will fit. Okay, Tom, I'm also going to attach some more information for you to consider, especially as far as pricing is concerned. But I do really recommend the Cherokee, especially due to the fact that right now you do receive a 0% financing offer up to 84 a month. Now, whenever you're financing at 0%, I would recommend against down payment, simply because, well, there's no point. Usually you only consider down payment to help pay down the cost of borrowing, but in this case there's no cost of borrowing, so I recommend that you don't use any down payment, and you really don't have to worry about trying to pay it off early. Because again, there's no benefits to doing so. So maybe just let the money sit in the bank, or put it to uses in other areas rather than worrying about a car with a 0% finance interest. Okay, please let me know if there's anything else I can include in this video for you. If there's any other information I can get for you, I'm more than happy to help. Again, Eric, Jim Passon Chrysler. You can reach me directly, 778-688-9239. That's 778-688-9239 by text or call. Stop.